beloved, welcome to another Peaceful Faith Bible story. Today, we are stepping into one of the most powerful stories in the Bible, the story of David and Goliath. An entire army was afraid of one giant, but one young shepherd chose faith over fear. As you listen today, remember this: no battle is too big for God. Let's begin. An entire army froze in fear. A giant stood before them every single day, mocking them, threatening them, daring someone to fight. Soldiers trembled, warriors hid, but then a young shepherd boy arrived with nothing but faith in God. This is the story of how David defeated Goliath. The army of Israel stood on one hill, and the Philistines stood on another. Between them was a valley of battle. Every morning and every evening, a giant named Goliath walked forward. He was enormous, covered in heavy armor, carrying massive weapons. His voice thundered across the valley. "Choose one man to fight me." But no one moved. Even King Saul was afraid. Meanwhile, a young shepherd named David was at home caring for sheep. He was not a soldier. He was the youngest of his brothers. One day, David's father asked him to bring food to his brothers at the battlefield. As David arrived, he heard Goliath shouting insults against Israel and against God. "Choose one man to fight me. If he wins, we will be your servants. But if I win, you will be our servants." David looked around in confusion. Why was everyone so afraid? David asked the soldiers, "Who is this giant that he should defy the armies of the living God?" The soldiers were shocked. This young boy was speaking with courage, while trained warriors stayed silent. News of David reached King Saul. Saul looked at David and said, "You are too young. Goliath has been a warrior since his youth." But David answered with confidence, "God helped me defeat lions and bears while protecting my sheep. The same God will help me defeat this giant." Saul finally agreed to let David fight. He placed his own armor onto David, but the armor was too heavy. David could barely move, so David removed it. Instead, he picked up his shepherd's staff, a sling, and 5 smooth stones from a stream. David wasn't trusting in armor. He was trusting in God. As David walked towards the battlefield, Goliath stared at him in disbelief. The giant laughed loudly. "Am I a dog that you come to me with sticks?" Goliath cursed David and threatened him, but David stood firm. Then David said one of the most powerful statements in the Bible. You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. Suddenly, David ran toward the giant. He placed a stone into his sling, swung it through the air, and released it. The stone flew straight towards Goliath. It struck the giant in the forehead. Goliath collapsed to the ground. The giant, who terrified an entire army, had fallen. Not because David was strongest, but because God was with him. Victory. The Philistine army panicked and ran away. Israel celebrated with joy. The young shepherd who trusted God had changed everything. David's victory became a reminder for generations. Nothing is impossible with God. David's story reminds us that God can use anyone, no matter how small, overlooked, or afraid they may feel. The same God who gave David courage is still with us today. Whatever giant you may be facing in life, fear, worry, sadness, or impossible situations, remember, nothing is impossible with God. Thank you for spending this peaceful moment in God's Word with me. If this story encouraged you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who may need encouragement today. Thank you and God bless.